Yo, what's going on? I'm here. Let me take my AirPod out. I was listening to, what's it called? Anyway, I'm here at Union Square because it seems pretty peaceful today. It's a nice day, I guess. It's lots of beautiful, they choose they choose an orchestra of somewhat, of different trees and stuff, and it looks pretty beautiful. Anyway, yeah, this is just gonna be me sitting down with you and talking, and there's a little bird right there. I don't know. I've been very in my own head. I think honesty is a pretty important thing in every regard of life. But I wanted to talk about empathy, and I'll do one of these, like an edit. Empathy. Where did it go, and what is it? I guess I should have switched those around because that makes more sense in a thesis order. And how to maintain it as a human species. That's a pretty, layered question. But I was thinking I was chewing on this a little bit. That's fun. It's not funny because it's funny because it's just not funny. It's funny to me. Anyway, I've been chewing on this for a day or two, and I think empathy to me is being able to feel for people, yeah, and being able to tap in how other people feel, But most importantly, I think empathy is the ability to feel for people who have hurt you, right? And forgiveness is kind of tied into that concept. But I feel like empathy, true empathy, or the purest form of empathy is being able to care about somebody who's hurt you in the past and being able to look past the things that they've done to you and hope that things get better for them, even though they've maybe done something to you to make you worse off. And to get to the second question that I asked, I feel like that's gone away a little bit. I feel like, I don't know. This year, I've been through quite a bit of things, quite a bit of growth and maturity, and I was gonna say I've obtained a little bit of wisdom over the things that have happened to me, but in no rendition am I wise or sorry, there's a squirrel and it's digging into things. I want to preface this with life is beautiful. I'd say right now I'm not the most happy in my life, but I will say things will get better because they have to. When things swing one way, they've got to swing the other way. Anyway, to get back on what I was talking about, I went through quite the experience with having a very, very scary situation where there's a lot of history, but to cut it short, my best friend, or my ex-best friend, in a way, even though he was always still my best friend in my heart, tried killing himself. And, I saw it. I didn't see him in the news or anything, but I came in the room right after he tried. And then he just went off somewhere, and it was a scary situation. And in the end, we got in contact with the police and they found him. But you know, even though he did some fucked up things, which is the reason why I distanced myself from him. You know, even though he tried killing himself, I was still very empathetic towards his actions. Killing yourself is, I don't need to say this. This is stupid. But obviously killing yourself is a pretty big deal, huh? But there's just the reason why he was doing it is, well, I think was he was very guilty for the fucked up things he did, and he felt like that was the best move. That was the logical next move, would be to just off himself. At least that's what it seemed like to me. It's sad to say other people weren't so empathetic, and this is kind of why this is getting brought up, is I feel like there has been like a loss of empathy or a decline in some way. Or maybe there wasn't a decline, but maybe it was just never there. And maybe I just don't get it. And I think this comes back around to the bigger topic of forgiveness and such. And having empathy for somebody who's hurt you before, or somebody who's like an enemy, I guess, is very tied in with like your forgiveness of that person. And I feel like that's something in society we don't really see. It's not really an important lesson that is like stressed to us, unless maybe you go to church when you're younger and they preach about the idea of forgiveness. And let me preface this with, I am not really a newfound, but I've been a Christian for, well, Christian in the way that like I identify to the with the idea that Jesus was God and such. But so I guess no, I'm not really biased. Even before, because I didn't grow up in a religious household. Even before, I was pretty forgiving of people when they would do fucked up things to me. Or I was at least very passive. Maybe forgiveness isn't the right word, but I was very passive whenever people would do things to me. And whether that was because I was too weak to do anything, or because it was, I was bullied like pretty young. So whether it was out of just my I don't know if passivity is a word, or my passive nature, or out of the love of my heart to not do things to people who hurt me. I was always pretty much this way, but now I'm more intact with the idea that forgiveness is important. And I'm not saying that out of this like place of like privilege, I was able to forgive that guy for doing some pretty messed up things to his girlfriend and to other people. Now I've come to terms and have forgiven the woman who raped me back in high school. There's very harsh things I've learned that I should forgive, because forgiveness gives chances for people who do bad things. Or I don't know why I said that so weirdly. I think I stress the importance of forgiveness because I've done stupid things in my life to other people, and people forgive me and such. But forgiveness gives leeway, or opens the door for you to change as a person. That to me is why I think forgiveness is so important. Someone's having a birthday over there. Happy birthday to that person. Yeah. I guess the well has run dry for that conversation. It's pretty much all I'm going to speak on. But let's just say, there were people in the suicide situation that weren't so empathetic towards the person's life itself. And I always put my foot down for things I believe in. And at that point, I definitely put my foot down and talked to the people that I don't think those people are in the right. And now I've lived my life for a while, being the type of person to speak my mind on things that will cause conflict, inevitably. Because disagreement is always going to cause conflict in some way, whether it be a minor conflict or major. But now I'm pretty in people's faces when it comes to talking about stuff that we don't agree with, and but not in the rude way. Where I'm like, oh, you're stupid for thinking this. But instead, I think you're misled, and I think you are incorrect in believing this. I try and say it in a way that isn't rude or mean, but sometimes it might come off that way. If this wasn't recording, I would probably kill myself. That was probably a bad joke to make regarding the things that I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't know. Life kind of sucks right now. I'm in art school, and I will always stand on the hill of, if you're good at two things in your life, and one of those things being art, and one of those things being something else entirely, that isn't in the creative realm, go to school for the other thing. Don't go to school for art. It doesn't apply to me, because I was only ever good at art. So here I am. But I will tell you, you're better off going to school for the other thing, not going to art school. Art school kind of sucks. I thought it would be pretty freeing, that I'd be able to do things that I want, because that's what art is basically doing what you want and being expressive. An expression is the very I couldn't hear myself think for a second. There was a guy rolling a trash can. Not that that's a bad thing. No blame on him for rolling the trash can. He's doing his job. But I just needed to put the mic down for a second. Anyway, going back to it. Yeah, I don't know. Art school kind of sucks. I'm not able to express myself fully, and I thought multiple opinions would be able to be expressed at this school. I thought art school would be a a bigger combination of people that are on two different sides of spectrums, especially the political atmosphere. And unfortunately, it's not. It's pretty. It's art school, so I guess I should have expected that. It should have been more left-leaning and liberal and stuff. Not to even use those words, because I don't really even care about politics. But it's not really the melting pot that I hope for in regards when it comes to opinions. And that kind of sucks. Art is kind of built on the fact that everybody is different and expresses different things. But I feel like a lot of people express the same sentiments. That kind of makes it boring. So yeah, I wanted to go more deeper into and try and do a recap of my year in art school. But I think I'll make that a separate video. Just an entire recap in maybe 20 minutes. The shit I've been through, there's things I've learned. where I'm going, which I don't know. Hint, hint, foreshadowing. I don't know where I'm going, in regards to like career and like future and stuff. Yeah, romantic stuff. I don't know. I'll get into it. I get really into it. But I have something to do, and I'm hungry, and yeah, I want to listen to more jazz. I was gonna listen to music while I made this to try and like, cause I think jazz music especially really taps into like the introspective parts of like people. But yeah, the music was just kind of distracting. But I'll put subtle jazz like behind this or whatever. Iggy, cut. I had just realized that this camera only captures up to 10-minute videos, so about half of what I was talking about got cut off. But empathy is important. Have empathy for the people that don't like you. TDLR or TLDR. That's what it is. It's not the other. I'm gonna go play video games. I'm gonna go hang out with people. And I'll talk about more next time. I'll come to the same spot. This was pretty cool to do, so I'll start doing it consistently. All right. I don't know what this is gonna be called. Let's call it. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It'll be the name. All right. And